Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video on competitive multiplayer with Daggerwin. Last episode we built this new polytunnel which we're growing lettuce in, and obviously got a new tractor and water bowser as well. And that has been going really well since the last video. Daggerwin sped up time until April. It's now April, springtime. And the greenhouse has been selling in the background until it ran out of water, of course. And we've made 35,000, well, not made that amount, but we've now got 35,000. I think we had about 8 or 9,000 at the end of last episode, so it's still gone up quite a bit having that going, so that's been well worthwhile. But it has now run out of water. I don't know how long ago it ran out of water, but yeah, it's run out now, so we have no water. So all that work we did at the end of last episode, bringing the water back from the lake, has been used up already. So we really need to get a closer water source. Now there was a couple of good suggestions. One was the rice field, build a small rice field here, and put the pump there so that we can fill it from the rice field, which is a good idea. It's a bit of a cheaty idea, but it does work. But I did just have a quick go at building it, and I can't actually get it to build in this area. I would like it as close as possible to the polytunnel, and I couldn't get it to place just here. I think it's probably a bit uneven, I'm not sure. But the other thing I asked was, would the water, the other water fill point, work for free? And most of you said yes. The ones that replied said it should be free for the other one. The one I tried obviously wasn't. Now we need to find the right category. It's not greenhouses. No, it's not that either. Where is it? Is it factories? No, I can't find it. Where was it? Was it silos or silo extensions? Containers, there we go, right, finally. This one, yes, this one should hopefully be free water. It is £10,000 to build it, which is not ideal, but hopefully it would be free water if we do build that one. So that is the plan. So let's place that here, £10,000, wow, okay, so let's just hope this is free, and I hope I've put this. Oh no! I hope it will trigger from this side. I put this what I thought was the right way around, but just thinking about it now, it might not be in the trigger area. Let's hope we can fill from this, and I hope it is free. Good. Okay, we've got a free water source right next to the greenhouse. That's good, or the polytunnel. So yeah, I need to get this one refilled now. Hopefully to the top. And then it will keep us with some money coming in until it needs refilling again. Really, it'll just keep bringing the money in. As long as it's got water, it'll be working fine. Now there was some criticism, I suppose, or comments about building this in place of my silage clamp. I thought Daggerwin would have started with a silage clamp as well in his yard, but apparently he didn't. Which I'm a bit confused about, because Daggerwin was the one that set this game up, so I thought he'd have made sure we had the same thing. It's probably not Daggerwin's fault though, it's probably just it's oversight really. So yeah, it's caused a bit of an issue. So what we're going to do is, I think Daggerwin's going to put a vote out to say, because of what happened, to make it more fair, should Daggerwin either add the money in, the equivalent money that I got for selling my silage pit, or should I remove the money that I got from selling my silage pit? So one of those two options, or just do nothing, of course, but I wouldn't agree with that because that's not really fair. I think it should be fair. We're trying to keep it as fair as possible. It is really hard because it's not. The problem is this is a map that's not really designed for this type of gameplay as such. You're obviously better off on a sort of completely start from scratch map that everybody gets the identical starting equipment and whatever, exactly the same. But on this map, because of the way the map is, because it's a realistic map, I suppose. Every yard is slightly different, so we're never going to get exactly the same size yard with exactly the same equipment and everything. I'll say equipment, more sort of buildings and stuff. We did start with the same vehicles, but not exactly the same yards. So it's never going to be 100% fair, but we thought we had got it pretty good. Well, I assumed that he would have had a silage pit as well, which obviously he didn't, which is a bit of a shame. Obviously, if I'd known that, I wouldn't have done what I did. So it's not really my fault either. It's just an unfortunate situation, really. yeah, no one's exactly to blame. It's just an oversight really on both of our parts. So we are trying to keep it fair. So I think if you can vote, if Daggerwin puts a vote out, I'll try and put the link in, or if you can go on Daggerwin's video, you'll find the link to a vote, and then you can vote for what you think we should do about that. It's not huge money. It's only, I think it was 30,000. So well, it's a bit of money, but it's not a huge amount of money. It's not like hundreds of thousands. So it shouldn't make a huge difference in the grand scheme of things, but it was to make a difference. So it's not ideal. So definitely we want to make sure everybody's happy, or as many people. You're never going to please everyone, of course, we know that, but as many people as possible are happy with the solution to the issue that we've kind of created here. That is the plan. So yeah, if you could do a vote, put your vote in on the vote, on the poll that Daggerwin does for that. That would be great, and then we can see what general consensus is, I suppose, of what people want. Hopefully we don't get a 50-50, that would not be good. Because that's what pretty much happened with the multiplayer. We seem to be getting 50-50 results all the time, which is a bit difficult. Between competitive and cooperative multiplayer series, it was pretty much half and half, which isn't ideal, but the competitive did slightly win. But hopefully, this vote, there'll be a clear majority on what we should do about it. I won't keep going on about it, it's not a major issue, but yeah, we will try and sort that. Okay, so I'm just going to continue filling up the polytunnel. I don't know how full it is now. Let's have a look. Oh, it only needs a couple more loads, I think. About 10,000 more litres, so that should be 2 more loads, I would have thought, and that should be filled. I'm doing 6,000 at a time, so yeah, it's almost full. And then that polytunnel will continue to produce some lettuce, which is automatically going to sell. Obviously I don't have the equipment to move the lettuce pallets yet, so it is easier just to keep it on auto sell for now. But eventually, if I do get a skid steer or some kind of forklift here, that would be good, and then I can move them. I do have I have a front loader bracket for this tractor. Don't actually have the front loader itself yet, so we might get a front loader for the tractor fairly soon. But a forklift here would be ideal, because then it's always on site here. We can move the pallets around. But yeah, anyway, the next thing, that once this is full, one more load and then we'll be full, and then the next thing will be to get our field planted, because we have got an empty field that we cultivated quite a while ago now. That was episode 2, I think. That will need planting with a spring crop, and it's going to be either oats, sorghum or soybeans, I'd have thought. It's got to be something that we can combine with our normal header, because we can't afford to buy a corn header at the moment, or at least I don't want to put the money into a corn header at the moment, because there are more important things we need to do, like buy more land and maybe more machinery. So we want to get that field drilled with something that we can harvest at the moment with the equipment we've got at the moment. There we go, it's full, good. Okay, so yeah, we need to go and pick up a seed drill or a planter probably, for the tractor to get that field planted with our spring crop. So I think what we'll do is we'll look at planters now, and then I'll go to the shop and pick it up. Whether or not we're going to lease it or buy it, I'm not sure yet. I think we'll probably lease it, because it would be quite expensive to buy. We've also got the issue of the gate width to that field. This is the field with quite a narrow gateway, so we can't go for anything too big. These ones are the cheapest. These are mod ones. These are quite good, but we pretty much have a limit of about 4 metre width on the gateway to the field. That one doesn't need. So we didn't need to cultivate it if we'd used that one. These are direct planters, so that's something interesting to get for the future. But I think because we have already cultivated, we'll go with a slightly wider one and probably just lease it. That one's 6 metres. As long as the tractor can pick that one up, it's probably quite heavy. 3.2 tonnes, yeah. That's not light. That one's lighter, but that one doesn't do fertiliser. I do like the look of this one. 150, we can run that. We're 160 horsepower on our tractor now. Potentially even 180 if we upgraded the engine. Yeah, so I didn't need to cultivate our field then, basically, if we went with one of these, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, this one's wider, so we might lease that one. That one can come with a hopper on the front as well, but we don't need to have that. I don't think we can use it without that. So I think we'll go with this one. We'll lease it. We're not going to buy it. 3,000. Yeah, we'll go with that, I think. and then we may need to get a front weight, possibly. I think we might. So we'll probably lease a front weight for that as well. It's not expensive. That way we can get pretty much guarantee that we're not going to wheelie with it down the road and stuff, and actually be able to turn in the field as well. That's the issue I was having with the other one that we had once, the seed drill. Are our fields... Actually, I've just realised we haven't weeded our fields, and I don't think they've got weeds, have they? They need rolling. Oh, that's something we need, a roller. Yeah, they don't seem to have weeds. No, these two are mine, and no, they're not. They're not got weeds in them, so we didn't need to weed them. That's good. That saves us a job. I don't know why, because the other fields, some of the neighbouring fields have got weeds in them. Right. Okay. Yeah. So let's get to the shop then. We'll pick up our planter. There is some seed and fertiliser at the yard, so we can fill up there. Although is that in the wrong direction? It's kind of in the wrong direction, so maybe we'll just buy some more at the shop, and then yeah, we'll get that field planted with sorghum. I think we'll do sorghum because no, soybeans. Let's do soybeans because soybeans will be worth more. We'll be a while to sell them though. We won't be able to sell them until next spring, which is a bit of a downside, but they are worth more than sorghum. So should we do that? That's the only thing that puts me off the soybeans. The time it takes until we can sell them, but no, let's go with soybeans. Yeah. there we go. So that is the field all planted with soybeans. Let's just double check to make sure it is actually all planted. I think it is. Yep, that looks good. Yep, we're all planted there. So that's a nice field of soybeans now, and we've also got our canola and our barley fields. The barley field will be first, and the first one to harvest. Actually, that'll be ready fairly soon, probably in a couple of months. The other ones will be a bit slower, especially the soybeans. That won't be until about November. But yeah, it will be ready to harvest at some point, and then we'll get that harvested. Then we'll just have to store it for a bit. One thing I did forget was that, of course, with precision farming we don't need fertiliser for soybeans, so that was a bit of a waste of money, but at least it will come in for another crop in the future. We'll try and remove the fertiliser and seed back to our yard so that it doesn't get sort of in the way or confused with Daggerwin stuff, or Daggerwin might take it back to his yard by mistake or something, I don't know, so it's best if it's at my yard, so we'll try and move that. Not quite sure how yet, but we can load it with the forklift at the shop. That's got contractor rights on it now, which means both of us can just use it whatever, but as long as it doesn't go out of the shop area. Yeah, we haven't got anything to unload with at the other end, or even anything to transport it with, so that's a bit of an issue. What we're going to do now though is take the planter back to the yard so we can unload it, and then I will return it because we won't need that again, I don't think. I don't think we're going to be able to afford to buy any fields with the money we've got. What we might do potentially, if we have the money available, is buy a field with a crop already in it in a month or so, or 2 months, or whenever, and use that field to harvest. But not guaranteeing that. It just depends on the money really. The money situation is quite important when it comes to buying land, but it would be nice to buy some more land before harvest or during harvest, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah, let's get this back to the yard, we'll unload it, and then I'm going to hope to try and roll that field as well. It would be good to roll it because we get a slight yield increase. I have to have a look at the rollers, see if there's anything affordable. I can't remember if Daggerwin, I did suggest a few mods to Daggerwin, I can't remember if he actually put them on the server or not. We'll have a look for rollers and planters and stuff. We do need as many sort of smaller or cheaper, older equipment as possible really at this stage of the game, because it is very, very hard to progress when you've only got the base game equipment, because a lot of it is really big or expensive new stuff, and we really need older, smaller stuff. So yeah, I think I did suggest a few mods that would be suitable, so we'll see if we've got those available to us, and then I might buy one or just lease one to get that field done, depending on the price really. Would be good to buy some stuff because then we actually own it and we can use that then every time we need it on every field. Although it will be a few months before we need it again after this one. But we'll see. Anyway, yeah, let's get this unloaded and returned, and then we'll get to the shop. Right, so this is the roller page, and we have got a few mods. We've got 3 mods on the server. We've got a really small cheap one, 5.2 metres. That's going to be a bit slow, but it is very cheap, so we could certainly afford to buy that one. Obviously that's out of range at the moment, and probably for the rest of the series, depending on how it goes. This one is interesting, 9.5 metres, so that would be quite quick, and it's faster as well, 12 miles an hour. In fact, that's really fast. It is 12,500. Probably not going to buy it right now because, like I said, we won't need it again for a while. But probably in the autumn, this one might be something that's worth buying because that is very reasonable actually. 12,500 for a 12 mile an hour and 9.5 metre. Yeah, that's quite efficient. You would soon get through some fields with that. That is a pretty good roller. So yeah, we're going to lease that for now, and then potentially buy that one in the future. It's very cheap to release actually, even that, so it's yeah, that's very good. So we're going to get that field rolled. First time we've rolled a field on this series, because yeah, in the autumn, if you remember, it was yeah, there was no way we could have afforded to even get a roller because we didn't have the mods on at that point. It was only the base game ones, and the cheapest one was almost 50,000, which is very expensive. But yeah, this one is very reasonably priced actually, so I think we might actually go and buy this one in the autumn, probably. Anyway, let's get to the field and we'll get that one rolled. that didn't take too long, did it? That was very good. Yeah, I'll certainly have another set of these rolls, or buy a set of these rolls at some point, definitely, because they are very useful. The only negative I would say about them is maybe it's because they are so fast in travelling speed, but it kept sort of swinging out on the turns sometimes, which I would say is possibly down to the speed, or maybe it's just something about the mod, maybe it's just not quite stable, but yeah, you will have noticed that on the time lapse it kept sort of kicking out when I was like drifting. It's like a drifting set of rolls. But yeah, no, they did a really good job, so I'm very pleased with these, and we will certainly be buying these, I would have thought, when we need them more often. But that was just a one-off field, really, at the moment. It will be a few months before we need them more regularly, so we'll probably buy them in the end. But yeah, that's done a really good job there. I was going to look to see if there was any contracts that we could do with the rolls while we've got them, because that would have been useful. Make a bit of extra money for basically get them for free. But I don't think there's any rolling contracts. There's a few fertiliser contracts, there's a cultivation contract, but yeah, with the size of our cultivation, 6 acres, it's a bit too big really, especially for this time in the day, because we are going to be finishing relatively soon. We've got a few hoeing contracts. It would be nice to get a weeder, weeding contracts as well. That would be quite useful to have. Although weirdly we haven't had any weeds yet, so we maybe don't need to buy one at all, but we'll see on that. Let's return this then. I don't think we're going to need it again for a while, so that can be returned. It was super cheap to rent as well, so that was really nice. That really helps us out. So yeah, that's good. One last thing I think we will get done today though is try and move the bags and pallets of seed and fertiliser back to the yard, because we can now load them at the shop with the forklift that's there. We just don't have a trailer to transport them on. We've only got a tipper, so it would be nice to get a little flatbed maybe, something like that, just so we can move items around a bit more easily from the shop to the yard and from various places. So yeah, that would be quite a useful thing to have. I think Daggerwin bought one as well. I don't necessarily want to get the same one as him, unless there's absolutely no option, although that might be the only one that we can sort of afford and is worth getting, so we'll see. When I get to the shop, we'll go to the shop and then we'll see what's available. Just pulling into the shop now, so we will get in here and then we'll quickly have a look at the options in the purchase menu to see what we can get, if anything, for transport. I'm not sure whether there will be anything suitable, but we'll see. Actually, there was one in the sale. Yes, that was in the sale. 49% off. That's only 10,000. I mean, it's half our money, but that may come in useful in the future for bales and stuff. So if there's nothing more sort of suitable in the sale or in the options, then we'll probably go with that one if it's still available. There may be a flatbed. Yeah, that's cheaper, but only just, and it's a lot smaller. So that's the other option. Would there be anything else? Don't know whether there's any flatbeds or anything in these areas. Wouldn't be in that. Maybe in the bale trailer section. Where would that be? Not this area. There we go. Flatbed trailers. There we go. Ah, yes, 2,500. You see, that is cheap. And at the moment, that is all I need. But that's not really future-proofing, is it? If I went with that one, it's a lot cheaper, but it wouldn't future-proof. I would need something else. That one would be a more useful trailer to have, I think, long term, although that is very big. Probably a bit of a challenge to get through some of the gateways in these fields. That's a bit of a concern, and yeah, these are super expensive, so we've got to be going with one of these. No, well, even that one is 30,000, so no. It would be nice to make use of the sale, although it's still a loss of money though. 10,000 for a trailer is yeah, it's a loss of money, but it is in the sale. So let's buy it, I think. I hope. And now we can move things around. My biggest concern with this, apart from obviously the cost, although it's not hugely expensive, but it is over £10,000, which is still quite a lot. But yeah, it's the getting through the gateways. It is a long trailer for this map. Right, which ones are mine? Let's just check to make sure we don't take Daggerwins. That one's Daggerwins. I think this one was mine. Yeah, that's mine. And the fertiliser bag is mine. Yep, okay, so we've got two. So we can jump on this forklift. This is sets of contractors, so anyone can use this. Either of us can use this. to load the pallets or any items really that we can lift with it. So we'll pick up the seed bag or seed pallet. We'll get that one on the trailer, and then we'll pick up the bag. Hopefully it will pick up bags. That's a good point. I don't know whether it will actually pick up bags. I hope it will. It should do. I have to guess on it straight though. Oh no, Daggerwin spotted my trailer. I think I've bought that new. He won't probably realise that it was in the sale unless he's looked at the sale. Right, can we get this? Or is that not going to work? This wouldn't be good if this doesn't work. Oh good, yeah, we've got it. Okay, so yeah, we'll get that on the trailer and then we'll take these back to the yard. Of course, unloading them again is going to be an issue because I don't have a front loader yet. That's something else I need to buy. But it's not essential, as long as we can get these off. I'm thinking of just sort of doing what Daggerwin did and do a bit of a tight turn. They should slide off, hopefully, but we'll see. Actually, I've had a bit of a change of plan. I think we'll just leave them on the trailer here because we might need to take them somewhere for either a contract or a planting of one of our own fields, so it probably is worth keeping them on the trailer. We don't actually need to take them off the trailer at the moment. The only time we would do is if obviously we're doing some baling or something, or a job where we need to move stuff with the trailer, but I think for now we will keep them on the trailer because they may be needed again. Oh, I still got that weight. That's rented. I might just return that because we probably won't need a front weight again for a bit. It is handy to have a front weight, but we probably don't need it. Well, we'll see, but I'll return it now anyway. We won't need that, I don't think. So, yeah, that's all returned. We haven't got anything leased now, everything's returned. And, yeah, that's all looking good. So we'll leave them on the trailer, and just in case we need them on there. We've already got loads of stuff here anyway, so if we need to fill up at the yard, we've got them here, and if we need to fill up somewhere else, we can take the trailer there and refill whatever we are refilling. Let's just see, before we finish, how our trees are doing. They're back here somewhere through this jungle. Our oak trees. Which are the oak trees? These ones, wow. Yeah, they have grown quite a bit. Because the plan is, again, that's another thing we need to sort out in the future, is probably get a small sawmill, and or a big one maybe even, depending on the money, and put these into the sawmill. But they're going to be still quite a few months yet before they get to full size. Quite a lot of months. Is it 24? Did somebody say 24 months for oak, was it? I can't remember now. So yeah, it'll be a couple of years. But yeah, they're growing, and when they get to full size there'll be a lot of wood in them for a wood production. The American elm are significantly slower. I think they're half the speed, half the growth speed. So I don't think there'll be much change with those at the moment. They are this way. Somewhere. Around here, was it? Yes. Here are our American elm, and they've done nothing at all. So, yeah, it'll be a few months or quite a few years before they are ready to cut, but yeah, they're growing. We may take these ones down. We don't actually own a chainsaw yet either. We haven't taken any trees down. Because I don't want it to become a forestry series, this. It's just another thing we can do on the side, really. That was all I was thinking. But it's not going to be a forestry series, it is a farming series, as much as possible. And finally, yeah, let's go and have a look at our new polytunnel, which is doing its thing in the background. There won't be anything to see, of course, because they're not spawning here, they're going straight into the selling, but yeah, the money is slowly coming in for that. So basically we need to just look at the menu on here, and we'll see, yeah, it's still full because it's taking water out of the Bowser, and it's producing lettuce, which it's selling straight away. So that's all good. It's just not a huge amount of money coming in, but it does add up over many hours and months. So it is worth keeping going. Although the price is dropping now. Best months are December and January for that, so the price is coming down. But I will just keep it on auto selling for now, since I haven't really got anything to load them with. Although we do have a trailer now, so we could load them onto the trailer if we had a loader or a forklift. So we may start doing that, but it is quite time consuming. We'll see on that. I'll keep it on auto sell for now, because it's nice to have the money just trickling in the background. But yeah, I think we'll probably leave it there for today. I don't think there's much more I can really do. We've got our field planted and rolled, and yeah, everything's going well for me. I don't know how it's going for Daggerwin. You'll have to watch his video, but I'm sure it's fine. And yeah, let us know about the poll on whether what we should do with the money. Whether I should have the money removed out of my account, or whether Daggerwin should add the money in. I think it was about 30,000, something like that. You'll have to watch my video back to find out the exact figure. Right, okay, so yeah, we'll leave it there. So I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.